Hey folks, this is Tom Nash, and over the past 18 months, my portfolio grew by over 240%, which is incredible. And I can tell you with 100% certainty that it had nothing to do with luck. Now, the reason I know this is not because I think I'm the greatest investor since Warren Buffett. It's because in the beginning of 2023, I made a public post, a public video saying that 2023 is going to be a horrible year for the stock market. And yet, I still made 240% since. How come? How the hell did I get the market absolutely wrong? I could not be more wrong about 2023, and yet I've returned over 240% since. Is this because I traded my way back out of bad prediction? No. What I'm about to tell you in today's video shows you how I grew my portfolio by 240% in 18 months and how easy it is so anybody can do it. Now, going back all the way to January 2023, from that point on until present time, I covered 9 stocks on which I was bullish on this channel. Palantir, that's up 521% since. Nvidia is up 200% since. ANET is up 150%. CrowdStrike is up 107%. Even SMCI is up 84%. Tesla is up 33%, and SoFi 23%, and rounding up the bunch, Bungie Global with 3% over the past 18 months. Some stocks went absolutely crazy, giving me over 150%, which is Palantir, Nvidia, and ANET. On the other hand, some were extremely controversial. We had the CrowdStrike issue, shutting down pretty much half the Western Hemisphere. We had SMCI accounting issues and allegations that basically crashed the stock. And we have some subpar performances by stocks that are not that great over the past 18 months, such as Tesla and SoFi. And we had one stock that did absolutely nothing, which is Bungie Global with 3%. Now, obviously, I would have never covered Bungie Global and I would have never said I'm bullish about it if I knew it's going to return 3% in 18 months. But I have, and I did. And that's part of the game. You will always have bad calls. In fact, if you look at my own portfolio, it's not perfect either. My own portfolio has 40% S&P 500. That's nice. We have Palantir at 40% and Tesla at 20%. So Palantir obviously outperformed with 500%. The S&P 500 did 50% since, but Tesla did 30%. 30% in this market is a massive underperformance against the index. So again, it's not like I hit it 100% of the time. But it's all about the system. It's all about trusting the process. Now look, in this video and on this page right here, I have the system. I'm going to give it away right now. There's no paywalls. There's nothing to buy. There's nothing to sell. So don't click nothing. Don't smash nothing. Don't buy nothing. Just listen. Let's do this. Look, the first thing you have to understand if you want to get better at long-term investing is that any long-term investor that has any sort of success is relying on these 3 pillars. Save more money because they don't spend money on stupid things they don't need. Number 2, invest better, select better. And number 3, hold for longer. The markets are volatile. Things keep happening. We have wars, we have crashes. There's always stuff going on in the world. For the past 15 years, the S&P 500 have returned 700% despite all the craziness we've seen. In fact, if all you take from this video is these 3 principles, you're going to dramatically improve your investing right now. Now, number 2 is, look, I can buy at 50 and I can sell at 55. I can repurchase at 70 and sell at 75. And I can be happy that I've made a nice gain. That's good. But instead, I'd rather buy at 50 and wait a few years and sell at 500 and make 10x of my money with zero stress. The idea here is for me is that I want something that's replicable. Now, guessing and timing the market, I can get away with it a few times, but there's nothing that I can do that can make it into a sustainable, repeatable process. Timing the market consistently is just impossible. On the other hand, by long-term investing, if you have selected a good company and you stayed long enough, you're guaranteed to make money. The market is the best friend of a good company and the worst enemy of a bad business. Remember that. Number 2, it's never too late to invest. Let me give an example. People always tell me, well, Tom, is it too late to invest in Palantir? Is it too late to invest in Tesla? Is this too late to invest in ABC? Look, folks, Peter Lynch have made this point very, very well. It's never too late to invest in a good company. Look at Apple, for example. In the year 2000, Apple stock was worth $1. Then in the year 2010, it was worth $7. Too late to buy now, Tom. 7x. Well, in 2020, the stock went up to $50. Well, from this point, it's definitely too late, right? Well, in 2024, the stock went up to $230. So now surely it's too late. It's never too late to invest in a good company if the company remains good. It's not about how much price the stock has gained, how much appreciation. All this is irrelevant. Look at the business. Look, 54% of days are green, 46% days are red. It's a complete crapshoot with a slight difference to the better, right? It's pretty much like a casino. But guess what? The casino always makes money. How does a casino make money with 54% advantage? Well, because the longer you play, the bigger the odds become. With a 54% chance to get a green day, as long as you stay 30 days in the market, 30 days, that percentage goes up to 62%. If you stay 1 year, that percentage goes to 75%. And if you go 10 years plus, that percentage goes all the way to 99.9%. So as long as you hold for 1 year or more, your odds of making money in the market are extremely better. And of course, we have to talk about zooming out. Look, if a stock goes from 10 to 20, people are excited. Oh my God, it's great. But if a stock goes from 10 to 30, then to 20, why are you so focused about the short term, about the past, about where the price was? Zoom out. Look at the total progression of a stock. Stop obsessing about these little price fluctuations. Who cares? And on that note, we have to talk about the fact that the markets are volatile. Markets are not going to behave the way you fantasize. You're not going to buy a stock. It's not going to go 45 degrees in a straight line up. You're going to have bad days, horrible weeks. It's going to be that kind of motion. But over the long term, good stocks will show you the trend that's going up and bad stocks will come down. So my advice here is to release the fantasy. The stock market is not going to go up in a straight line. And when you have bad days, it is meaningless as long as the trend long term continues. And one of the more important rules here is I don't sell unless, one, the stock is no longer desired, the thesis have degraded, and I'm no longer interested in being a shareholder from a business perspective. And number two, maybe I need money for life issues, a mortgage, a house, health issues. Life happens. I understand. By the way, that's part of the reason we always recommend for people to have an emergency fund, because things like that tend to happen. You never want to liquefy an investment just for life issues, but sometimes you have to. I don't sell a stock because the price is too high, because the price ran up too much, because maybe right now in the short term, the stock price is overvalued. That's not the game I'm playing. I'm playing a long-term game. Now, speaking about a long-term game, we're getting to the meat and potatoes here. DCA, dollar cost average. If you buy at all times, and you absolutely ignore the noise and the price and everything and just keep buying at all times, eventually your cost basis is going to be a lot lower than the people who try to guess and time the market. But if you buy and dollar cost average at all times, and yet you buy even more when the stock is actually in bad sentiment territory, when people hate it, like for example right now, people not liking Tesla very much after the robotaxi event, right? If you pick bad sentiment, for example, Palantir in 2022, and you buy more during the bad sentiment, during the downturn, then eventually in a few years, you're going to wake up and your average is going to be very close to the bottom that the stock have been at without timing the market even once. This is, in fact, the system that we talk about every day in our academy. For example, we deal with questions like this. Well, Tom, how do you always have money to dollar cost average? In your system, we have to buy at all times, but maybe we don't have enough money. Well, I've addressed this question. We actually have a system that no matter how much money you're making, $20,000 a year, $30,000 a year, $300,000 a year, we have a system in our academy that will allow you to have sideline cash at all times to dollar cost average. Check out Academy at patreon.com/Tom Nash. The whole lesson is available for an Academy member to look at, to understand. There's charts. The system is very easy to implement. The problem isn't that system. Understanding DCA is going to take you a week. The problem in what we actually teach in the Academy is how to find good stocks. This whole thing I just talked about here, the holding period and the saving money and the dollar cost averaging, unless you pick good stocks, it's not going to help you. If you invest in garbage and you DCA into garbage, then that's not going to help you. You have to be able to select good stocks, which means you have to understand how to be a good company evaluator, understand how a life cycle of a company works, which methods apply to which type of company, which style of company, at which stage the company is. You have to learn how to DCF, how to use comparable analysis, how to use other things like your 10-step scorecard, which you have to use on every company, which is something we also teach in the Academy and is available also on Stock MVP as one of the plugins in the software. All these skills are a must. If you're just going to hold on for dear life and DCA into a bad company, this whole thing is worthless. And I can't stress enough the importance of the Academy in that aspect. You will learn a new skill. That's going to take time. It's going to be hard, but you'll get it done and you will get better at this game. There's always going to be the cynics on the sideline. They're going to be too afraid to try it out and too cynical, and they're going to be doubting and staying on the sideline. Take the plunge, try it for yourself. If you're not happy with the Academy, in 30 days, money back guaranteed, no questions asked. And actually, here's a taste of what we do in the Academy. A few days ago, I posted a video analyzing the top 6 stocks of Tom Lee using our 10-step scorecard on a company. The video is going to be on the screen right now. The video is good. You're going to understand a lot about these companies, a lot about what they do, but you'll also get a good idea of the sort of things we do in the Academy in case you're considering joining. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.